But before you decide what your big goal will be, first you need to pull back and look at the big picture and decide exactly what an extraordinary life looks like for you. So the first thing I want you to do is just think with me for a moment about what success looks like for you. For some of you, it's more success in your business and your career. So if that's true for you, just acknowledge that to yourself. And for some of you, it's wealth. There's nothing wrong with wealth. As Bob Proctor says, if you're not wealthy, the good you can do is limited to your personal space. If you have a lot of money, you can build schools in Africa that you'll never see. A friend of mine just had dinner at Oprah's the other night, and there were 4 of her girls from her school that she started in Africa that had just graduated from college in the United States, Emerson, places like that had come out to stay with her. So Oprah can do a lot of good with the $3 billion she has. So there's no embarrassment about having money. It gives you a lot of influence to make things happen that you want to see happen in the world. Health. For some of you, health is an issue. You're not as healthy as you'd like to be. You're overweight or underweight. You're not feeling the dynamic energy you want. So all these principles that we'll work with today can help you achieve goals in any of these arenas that we're looking at. Relationships. Some of you are single and you'd like to be married. Some of you are married and you'd like your partner to show up a little better, or you'd like you to show up better. Or you'd like to be out of the relationship, but you don't have the courage to stand up and say, this isn't working for me. Or you'd like to have more friends, or you'd like to get healed with your sister, or your brother, or your father, your mother, whatever it might be. So again, if that's here for you today, allow that to be something you're looking at and working with. Deeper purpose and meaning. A lot of us are working, but we feel like it's not meaningful work. We want to do something that matters. And so that could be something you're focusing on. Emotional health, happiness, joy, inner peace. Most of the things you say you want are what we call symbols of success. I want a Mercedes-Benz. Why? Because I live on the west side of LA and everyone seems to have a Mercedes or a Lexus or whatever. What's the new one? The Tesla. And so you feel like, well, what would you have if you had that? Well, then I'd feel like I belong. Pull up to the traffic light, I wouldn't be in my old little Toyota Camry or whatever it is, feeling like I'm not okay. And what would that give you? Well, if I belonged, then I could be myself. I wouldn't have to try to impress anyone anymore. And if you were yourself, what would you have? Wow, I could relax and be happy. And if you had that, what would it be? Well, I'd just be relaxed and happy. So what we really want is to be relaxed and happy. But we think we have to spend $80,000 on a car to get there. And you don't. There's nothing wrong with having an $80,000 car. I have one, a Lexus. It's a great car. My wife drives a Porsche Macan, but that's not what it's about. If I had an old Chevy, I'd still be as happy because it's not about the car. As Lance Armstrong says, it's not about the bike. It's about how you feel. Everything you want is because you think it's going to make you feel a certain way. The feeling, the experience is what you're going for. And so if we go directly for the experience and start experiencing joy and happiness and love and peace and all that, and start doing the things that you would do from that space, then all that other stuff shows up. The cars, the people, the money, the jobs, whatever it is you think you want. And lastly, spiritual growth. My wife right now, her main commitment is to be enlightened before she dies. She's on the board of a meditation center and all these people. It's funny, this one guy, I went to a retreat and he said, your wife says you work a lot. I said, yeah, I do. Why? You have all the money in the world. Why don't you retire? Because I'm having too much fun. I said, what would I do if I retired? And he said, do your spiritual practices so you could be enlightened in this lifetime so you wouldn't have to come back. The Buddhist approach, And I thought, well, I don't care if I come back, I'm having a good time, But what I'm saying is there are people whose lives are now devoted to getting off the wheel of karma, as they would say, whatever. So whatever your goal is, whatever you bring here today, hold that, because we can help you achieve that.